Hello everybody, hope that you are well and welcome to this evening's cryptocurrency technical analysis. Starting a little bit later than scheduled. I had to watch that Apple event. Wow, I could say quite a few things about that, but I'll try and stick to the analysis. But wow, that Apple event, maybe I'll expand upon that a little bit later if we have some time. Although probably not. I want to try and keep this live stream really concise. So I'm not going to go off on like 100 different tangents as I normally... Famous last words. Yeah, famous last words, I know. I do not want this to be a very long live stream. I want to keep it concise, to the point, the levels that you need to know right now. Yeah, the levels that are actually actionable, that you can actually trade from. So that's what I want to do in this video. I think I'm going to start off. I know probably like 50% of the viewers only trade Bitcoin and the other 50 like altcoins. So I know it's really hard to please everybody. Like sometimes I like to cover alts, and then obviously the Bitcoin only crowd don't like it. But tonight I'm going to start off with altcoins. Even if you don't trade altcoins, hey, it's good to be aware of this, I think, even if you only want to know about Bitcoin. But I've been trading alts more than I have Bitcoin over the past like week. So I'm going to start off with altcoins. Then I'm going to move on to Bitcoin, which is, as the title of the video, like Bitcoin. And this is not an exaggeration. I really believe Bitcoin is about to explode. So I will give you the levels that I truly believe are absolutely of utmost importance that you just have to be aware of. So I'm going to cover Bitcoin second, and then we'll end the stream. Well, I'm not sure how we'll end the stream at the moment. We'll see how it goes. Again, I want to try and keep it fairly short. So if it feels like I could do some Q&As at the end, I might. But I might wrap it up after I've finished with Bitcoin, to be honest with you. So yeah, as I would always say, if you're feeling happy and you want to give some support to the stream, you can go over and give this one a retweet, make people aware we are live and we are talking about Bitcoin, and as well as absolutely smashing that thumbs up button. We're only 1 minute into the stream and we already have 1,400 likes. That is very impressive. Thank you ever so much for the support. You give to me, I give to you, we give to everybody, and I hope you enjoy. With that said, let's get into the topic of tonight. Let's have some fun. No, let's talk about altcoins. We're going to move on to Bitcoin shortly. So obviously, it is correlated. So we have to acknowledge, why have altcoins done so well over the past, well, it's really been the past 6 days now. The altcoins have done especially well because Bitcoin has been in this range. Yeah, Bitcoin has been in this range. It hasn't really been doing a lot, let's be honest. It's been fairly slow. Now, the move on Bitcoin has been, well, I think fairly slow is maybe a bit of an under exaggeration. This has been a very slow chart for Bitcoin. Yeah, we've been given a few trades a day. I'll move on to this in a minute. Obviously, though, well, if you don't know now, you know. Altcoins do very well when Bitcoin is range bound, when Bitcoin is really low on volatility. Of course, we could break this channel soon, but we're talking about the last 5 days now. Bitcoin has been very slow. You're given maybe 1 or 2 trades a day maximum. And when Bitcoin goes sideways, well, the altcoins have their primed opportunities, no? And it all stemmed, obviously, back from the 7th of September, where what happened on the 7th of September, well, you probably all know by now, there was very heavy pullback. There was a heavy pullback on Bitcoin, and the alts had even bigger pullbacks. You saw some of them pulling back 37, 40% in a matter of hours. It was extreme pullbacks. But like I was saying back on the 7th, as soon as these altcoins were dropping, now is the time not to be scared. This is not the time to be worried. This is not the time to be fearful. This is the time to almost be greedy. This is the time to make serious money. Because on this drop, while the majority of people are fearful and scared, that is when your big pockets, that is when your big traders are acting. Yeah, there's no time to be scared and fearful. There's only a time of opportunity. I'm marking my own words on the 7th of September, when we pulled back anywhere between 10 to 50% on some of the altcoins. That was the time to act. Of course it was. And of course that prediction was pretty epic, because the altcoins have went absolutely mental. If you picked the right altcoins, which I did, then they've gone obviously absolutely mental. So I'd like to give an update on a few of these altcoins. I think I'll give a brief start to Tezos. Obviously, this is the one where we made maybe too much money, if that's a thing. We made a hell of a lot of money on this. And so I would like to give a really quick update on this one. Obviously, I've given a lot of focus to it. Since that low that was put in on the 7th of September, Tezos has rose in price over 100%. That is less than a week. Tezos has went for an over 100% gain to the upside. So absolutely incredible, the move that it's had. It has obviously given this accumulation pattern. I gave this accumulation pattern a few months back, originally back in June. Made people aware of it once again on the 20th of August. And obviously since then, wow, what a move it's had. And a few things to bear in mind that we're looking at here. Obviously, first thing that we're going to remind ourselves of that pullback that happened. So obviously, Tezos, before the major pump, pulled back 20%. And it's like we were saying at the start of the video, this is the time for opportunities. This is the time where you've got to be aware of what's happening. When we took that fib from the low to the high, what happened? Well, surprise, surprise, surprise. Bitcoin pulled back into the CC, and it was from that CC level that gave the next increase in price of basically 100% to the upside. So just like I was buying the dip on the 7th of September on many of the altcoins, knowing there was opportunity, well, you know, you look at Tezos, primed example there, 100% rise to the upside. We obviously had the accumulation schematic against the fractal. There was two outcomes of this: either the fractal to bring us down to the weekly, or we play for the quicker accumulation, and it was reclaiming this weekly here. Well, really simply, we got above that weekly, and it hasn't looked back since. I mean, even from that weekly, was in my opinion a very safe long if you missed the original boat. Even from there, it went on another 60% in a matter of days. So this one has been crazy. But what we have to look at now is, what's the next likelihood? What's the next most likely probability here? Okay, we only trade probabilities, but yeah, I'm pretty good at getting them right, let's be honest. And so what we're looking at here on Tezos, of course, it has had a massive increase to the upside. It's looking very nice. But I think we can all acknowledge the respect of the technical analysis is outstanding. It's outstanding. It really is. Way back on the 7th of September when we pulled back into the CC, we then moved up. We come and we back tested this key level of support. Go and check my video that I made last week before that 100% gain to the upside. I had these levels marked on my chart. We broke that level. We back tested it perfectly. Look at that. We moved up to our next key level absolutely perfectly. Yeah, absolutely perfectly. We pulled back. We would rise into that key level. We get our next retracement, swing failure pattern the low into the CC, another rise to the upside. Back testing here, that key level once again absolutely perfectly with the demand showing up. Even from that back test of the key level, we moved up another 18% in a matter of literally 3 hours. Okay, and now we can see this key level is currently below us. So e.g., this is support. So what we're looking at on Tezos here, well, we always will play the game of probabilities. So we will have to play the game of probabilities here of saying, while this level is holding us support, we could say we can be aware of the next level to the upside, e.g., playing level to level games. I mean, I've already highlighted this a lot. I don't want to spend too much time on Tezos here. I'm kind of limited to time. We all know our next area of, e.g., the next target to the upside is this area of consolidation. Yeah, this is our next target to the upside. I still maintain long on Tezos. And I'm looking really for this 0.002, yeah, give or take a few hundred sats here or there. This is my next target to the upside, this area of consolidation. If we can breach that, I'm still looking towards the monthly. If we breach that, I'm still looking towards the big weekly up here. Again, this is still hundreds of percent to the upside. Where am I wrong on this? Where am I thinking to myself, this is no longer the most likely? It really simply is if we come back below this weekly. If we start to lose this weekly level, if we start to lose this key level here, which is currently acted as brilliant resistance and brilliant support for another 18% move to the upside. If we lose this key level, I will be envisaging a move back down towards and test our weekly level. Okay. For me, this is a really key level. Yeah, I have taken trades off of this, day trades. I've been taking day trades off of this. Obviously, I took a major take profit on my swing long as well here. So this for me is a very key level. Should we lose this, I will be looking back down towards this weekly to the key. Yeah, this would for me be the next level to the downside. Obviously, on the USDT pair, because I am trading this on Bybit leveraged, that comes at about $4.80. So yeah, I personally am trading it on Bybit. So if you want the Bybit level, that level of support is $4.80. Again, do your own research on this, but for me, that's where the next opportunity would be against the Bitcoin pair. Obviously, that brings us back to around this weekly key level. It's a bit of a substantial, not really that massive, but it's quite a large percentage drop here. One would obviously look to hedge, for example, should we start to lose this weekly. In my opinion, that would be the most sensible thing to do. Okay, there's one thing that we can actually look at here, and that's this. So I like to sometimes just look where this volume's coming in. So yeah, I mean, here you can actually see, look at this is brilliant. You see where this wick was put in. Look at this high volume node. So we can actually expand that out. Where there was the volume, look at that, it literally gave you right the low of that wick. So yeah, that, you can say this area is definitely important. If we lose this key weekly to that high volume node, of course, we'd be looking down for that weekly. Okay, I am a swing trader when it comes to the altcoins. I don't, I prefer to swing trade the altcoins. Yes, there's many day trades to be had, but I also really like to swing trade altcoins. And so, like, you'll notice this when I get into swing trades on Bitcoin, if I get into swing trades on altcoins, I don't feel there's the need to time the absolute high. You can still make a load of money. If you miss the bottom 20%, if you miss the top 20%, yeah, there's the middle portion, the majority of the move to be had in the middle. E.g., you did not need to long the absolute low of this to make money. You buy the CC retracement. You do not need to short the absolute high of this to make money. You can wait for a little bit of confirmation or weakness. I do not think you need to be striving to short the absolute high or long the absolute low. Yeah, you can get in after signs of strength. You can get in after signs of weakness. Much easier way of trading. And yeah, when you're focusing on the larger picture, you want to try and ride the trends for as long as possible. I am very good at riding the trends, and so far this trend is not over yet. Is there a potential with hitting a high? Of course, but until we see a sign of weakness, I'm going to stick with that. Again, I've made literally meals on this, so I've made a lot of money, and if you want to take that perspective of how I've been trading this, then there you go. That's the current way I'm approaching Tezos. I want to move on now to Sushi. Okay, so Sushi, a really interesting coin right now. This is another one that I am day trading as well as trying to get swings on, but nevertheless, this is one that I actually gave to the I gave this to the champions. I gave this one to the champions on Sunday, and obviously it's exploded today, a 15% rise to the upside. Offered at CC, we've actually rose already 40%. This is one that I managed to long, again, literally long the absolute low of this one on the 7th of September. This is the one where I got obviously the amazing example. But guess what? If you miss the absolute low, what are you going to do next? Well, surprise, we come back and test the CC. You do not need to long the absolute low. You can get in after the retest. After that retest, have a guess. We actually have here increased in price over the last 24 hours, 27%, 27% in one day. This is a really simple play, and obviously it's giving us this Gartley. If you like these if you'd like this information before it's happened, I gave this to the champions. I also told them, as when we hit the bottom of the CC, that I am not shorting Sushi here. I'm actually going to maintain in my long position once again until we see a sign of weakness. So although we do have this Gartley, all I'm thinking is this C wave has happened very quickly. This C wave has happened very quick. So, for me, symmetry is really important. So I really wouldn't actually classify this as a valid harmonic. This harmonic has happened too fast, basically. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm long on it. I'm not complaining the rise has happened really quickly. All I'm saying is the rise has kind of invalidated the harmonic. But, this doesn't bother me too much, if I'm honest, because I'm making money on it. So, for me, you do have to be aware that you are into the reverse CC. So if you just remove this temporarily, you obviously do have the potential of a harmonic that brings you down to point D. But it's like I was saying earlier to my group, there is no real sign of weakness on this. Do you want to be the hero that times the absolute high? Hey, if you do, then you got to try and look for the shorts now, don't you? But don't be surprised if you get stopped out. That's part of the game. If you want to take these really aggressive short positions, then you're going to have to take the risk that we push through to CC. So, I mean, yeah, we are a really technical level, and of course this level has been absolutely incredible, not only for Bitcoin but the altcoins as well. The way that I traded this, again, I'm happy to show, I personally use this as a take profit. So I like to use the take profit here. Why? Because we can push up higher, and am I bothered if we push up higher and I've hit a take profit one? No. But if we do reject here and we do pull back, guess what? I can add on my position lower. E.g., taking profits is majorly important in this game. Most people don't take profits because they, they think, oh wow, I just made 20%. I don't want to take profits because it might go 100%, and then it pulls back and they wish they took profits. I'm at a level of trading now where I'm not ever going to be psychologically affected by, oh my god, it could go higher. I'm taking profits here. I've already hit my take profit. And this is obviously offered a CC. So if we pull back here, I can look to add on lower. If we get a sign of weakness, I'm happy to open a head short at the very least. But as it stands, we're into the CC. Yes, it is a resistance level. No, I wouldn't open a long here. But one would say there is no sign of weakness yet. This harmonic is very quick. I would not classify this as a valid harmonic. It needs to go on for longer here on the C wave. So, obviously the perfect scenario would be something like this that gives us another leg to the upside. Then we could have a valid harmonic onto C, to be honest with you. So that would be my next place. If we get a pullback here, we'd obviously look to take it back to around $12. See if we can get that next push to $13. That's Sushi USDT. Tether on Bybit. Okay, obviously the lower target there would be $7.50. Do I think it's likely we're heading to $7.50 on Sushi? Not really at the moment. If I'm totally honest with you, not really. But obviously that would be our high target zone should we pull back to here. I'm not really expecting it, if I'm totally honest with you, but I'm ready for it if it happens. I acknowledge we are trading a game of probabilities where anything can happen. People that are after certainties, guess what? You're not a trader. There is no such thing as a certainty. I'm aware of this level to the downside, and I'm aware of where we're at now. Would I long here? No. Do I think we can push higher? Yes. But should we reject? Hey, I'm not going to say, hey, I'm not going to be a dumb trader and just trade a bias. I am going to react to what's happening. But I am aware that we got this point of control above us. And yeah, so that's Sushi really quickly. I wanted to cover Sushi. Obviously, my main altcoins over the past few weeks that I've been trading, well, actually a few months now, I've been really into Sushi. I've been really into Aave. I've been really into Solana, Sol, Algo, Atom, and of course, Tezos, and of course, DOT. Those are like the main altcoins that I'm trading at the moment. So I could cover any of these really, if we're totally honest. Well, let's give it up to the public. What do you want to see next? I'm going to cover one more alt and then I'm going to move on to Bitcoin because I truly believe Bitcoin is at a very, very, very crucial level. So I'll do one alt and then we'll do Bitcoin. So what do you want to see? It has to be an alt that I've been trading because I don't want to do an alt that I'm not trading because it doesn't make any sense. So let me look at the Discord. Hey, I'll throw this out to the champs. Vote in Discord because it makes things a little bit easier. The comments on YouTube go really quick. So just shout it out on Discord what you want. While I wait for a few votes to come in, what can we talk about here? I suppose we can talk about, wow, what a week it's been though. What a week it's been. Really goes to show you that truly you do have to be ready, ready for these moves because, if you haven't done your prior technical analysis and you get the pullbacks, people are sometimes waiting for the pullbacks for a long time and then the pullback happens and they miss it because they get so scared. And it's just like, it's all about this psychology. It's all about the emotions. If you can conquer your emotions, I hate to say it's easy because it's not easy. Yeah, it's kind of like one of these things. Like trading is really easy, but it's also really, really difficult. And it truly is just one of those things that with time and experience, I personally can say this feels pretty easy. But I obviously know, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have said the same thing. I'd have said, wow, this is pretty, this is difficult. So it comes with time and experience, but it is truly that quote of, be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. It's a timeless quote that it really does work. So we have a lot of comments. Let's see what people are wanting here. The most highly, I would say probably the most said is, loads of people are saying FDM. I'm not going to do FDM. I don't trade it. I would say DOT is the next highly voted one. Okay, we'll do DOT then. It was probably between DOT or Sol. There were equal amount of comments I could see for each. We'll just do DOT because I kind of prefer DOT trading at the moment. So we'll do DOT then. I personally am long on DOT. And again, this is a really, really, really brilliant chart. I'm not going to lie. This is truly amazing chart. I'm going to try and clear this up a little bit for you. I've done a lot of day trading on this. Let's just clear this up. Let's clear this up. Okay, so I hope you can see what we got going on here. So yeah, I've been long on DOT for quite a while. I'm very obviously pleased with the rise to the upside naturally. So what resistance are we at DOT? I mean, this is what I was saying. Again, this is a pitchfork and chart that I have given to my champions group prior. Talking about this on the public, I think for the first, I've talked about DOT before in the public, but nevertheless, this has been an absolutely outstanding pitchfork. What we actually had here was our lovely move back down, obviously to the support back in, a few months ago, and we have seen continued signs of strength on this coin with the market structure absolutely intact every time making the higher highs and higher lows. Here is when we came into a major point of control, e.g. the highest volume level on the chart. We did get a slight pullback, which was in my opinion just another buying opportunity, and now we are actually at the first absolute major resistance here. What is that, you might ask? Well, we pull off Fibonacci from high to low, we're into the CC, and we're also into the midpoint of this pitchfork, and you see this on the 15-minute chart. Look at the pitchfork here, absolute top resistance, big pullback, absolute top resistance, pullback, coming up into the resistance, pullback. So of course, this is basically forming a obscure looking symmetrical triangle here. We are making lower highs and lower lows, and it's all squeezing up together, higher low, higher low, higher low, lower high, lower high, lower high. It's squeezing up for a breakout soon. We obviously would be looking for this to move down to test a lower level, or alternatively breaking up and past the middle of that pitchfork. On DOT, this is just absolutely massive level. Let's be honest, this really is a very, very, very big level on DOT. I am trading DOT against USDT on Tether. Obviously, it's trading about $35 at the moment, if I remember correctly. DOT USDT, I believe we're trading at $35 right now. $36, yeah, very close. So we haven't quite reached the all-time high on this chart. We've still got a little bit to get. All-time high sitting about $50. Okay, so that's fair enough, right? So that's actually pretty good for us. So if we come back to DOT here, okay, so well, this is the thing. From here, what's the most probable? Well, one would argue that the most probable is probably a pullback. If we're talking about probabilities, you come up into such major levels of resistance, generally you expect a pullback, but you have to remember that on the flip side, this is really, 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 really strong. I personally, again, have not taken a short on DOT. I have absolutely no need to try and time the absolute high. I'm really not bothered if I miss the high, shorting the high on DOT. Yeah, I'm really not bothered. I'm actually quite long-term bullish on this. So, if I miss the top shorting, I literally just couldn't care less. So again, this for me is a take profit. My longs are literally from $15. I have leveraged longs from $15 on DOT. So for it to hit $35 here, I personally have hit a take profit because for me this is a major level. But that said, doesn't mean I'm going to short yet. If we see a sign of weakness, I'm more than happy to short. A rejection off of this is not a sign of weakness. All we have done is hit into our big target and we're making higher lows. Yeah, if we start to change this market structure, that obviously is a sign of weakness. But as it stands, we have not done that yet. All we are doing is forming that kind of symmetrical triangle where price is curling up. It's going to look for its breakout soon. So that's just something to be aware of. Obviously, if we do break to the upside, we'd be looking back up towards the weekly, which naturally on DOT is going to be pushing you up towards that all-time high. Let's just see where we have right now. One would say, oops, didn't want to do that. Just look at this visual profile a second. So yeah, so you got your next resistance. You basically banging off of it. Yeah, so you got your next resistance off of around $40, we would say. And if we can claim $40, we're looking up to the all-time. I'm personally looking up to the all-time highs. Has to be said. It's $40, get back above that sort of 41, 42. I'm looking for $50, I'm not going to lie. Again, that would also mean on this chart that we're getting back above the middle of the pitchfork. We look to the weekly. If we get above the weekly, again, looking for all-time highs on DOT. So that is a project I have accumulated and, I'm pretty bullish on, let's be honest. recognizing the resistance that we're at now. Again, I would not open a long in this resistance. Why would I not this is the thing always people are saying, Daniel, you're saying you're really bullish. You're saying you're expecting higher. Why would you not open a long here? Well, really simply, I opened a long at the lows. Like, I have no need to open longs here because because I opened longs at support. This for me is a take profit. I'm not going to short this yet because there's been no rejection. There is no weakness. Should we get that? Hey, I can look in for a head short. But as it stands, I have nothing to trade that off of. So, I'm going to look to see how that original symmetrical triangle breaks. If we do break down, we can look back towards our 0.006, really big, important key level. And if it breaks the upside, we got the weekly. What I like about this key level here is what you're going to see is it lines up with the last close to the region of the CC here. So you can see you have the CC coming here on that old really key level. It would obviously offer a brilliant level of support and a potential re-entry or a compound for myself. I would view this as a compounding opportunity. I'm really nicely, I think this is a really nice setup on this asset. If we do end up rejecting here, I'm not saying that we're going to, but if we do, then guess what? We would actually have this really nice timely pullback onto the key level, onto the low of the pitchfork there to look for that next impulse to the upside. It would be really, really, really nice. And what we could be looking at this is all of this was all part of our original sort of impulsive wave to the upside. This would be our corrective wave. If this is to be some sort of corrective wave and we actually do a really bullish B running flat on the C, this would be incredibly bullish, where we would definitely be looking for all-time highs on dots. Again, it really does mean you have to hold this key level. If we end up breaking down and losing that key level of support, I'm no longer going to be really bullish. I'm no longer going to be saying I'm looking for all-time highs, because guess what? I'm going to trade the charts. Yeah. I'm trading the probabilities, and the probabilities are high. We're pushing higher while we hold support. If we lose this support, hey, I'm not going to say I'm really bullish. I'm actually going to say, hey, this is no longer looking good. I'm out of the project, sort of thing. I'm a technical trader at the end of the day. I don't care about the fundamentals at all. But as it stands, we would have the potential of this being a really bullish 1-2, looking up for a very nice 3, 4, 5 on the Elliott wave count, which would really excel us to much higher levels on this dot chart. We would be looking for a very nice future. Let's just say that. If we look at DOT against USDT Tether, again, this is where I'm leverage trading this. We don't have all the history on this chart, but if this is our impulsive wave 1, well, obviously, we could just say sky is the limit. If we're breaking above $50, why can we not hit $100? It's just a matter of figure of speech. Sky is the limit. Why would anybody look to short it if it's an all-time high? It wouldn't make sense. But to see that, we are going to have to see the break of this weekly. And then, I think a really, really, really bullish outlook on DOT. Again, I want to remind you, I'm literally long from $15. So, I do the sensible things of finding accumulation patterns. I find the sensible thing of finding really good opportunities. So, that's my viewpoint on DOT. Bullish until proven otherwise. And where am I proven otherwise? Well, if we lose support, or if we see some original weakness here, maybe breaking the symmetrical triangle to the downside, I could say that is a potential sign of weakness. No, I think I'd be happy to say that. Let me just check something really, really, really quickly. Ooh, I hope you're enjoying the stream, by the way. What I will say is, if you are enjoying the stream, you can absolutely smash that like button as hard as you can. If you're enjoying what we're going through tonight, smash it. Absolutely smash that like button as hard as you can. It's really, really, really honestly appreciated. I know for a fact that we are going to be helping people in this video. I know for an absolute 100% fact, over the past week, we have made people a lot of money on our Tezos setup. That one is for an absolute fact. People have absolutely loved it. Sushi, if you paid attention, when Daniel posted Gartley, you better pay attention. Posted that earlier today, and obviously we've done absolutely insane moves on this one. But I mean, you just have to look at some of the results that we've seen. Especially on Tezos, people have done an absolute killing on this, like an absolute killing on some of our trades. This guy's version of the money shots. There you go. That was that one from Tezos for me. Printed so much money. Keep the faith. Make money. That's what you got to do. But I mean, it's been crazy. I could talk about Litecoin really quickly. My end of Litecoin. I think I'll move on to Bitcoin for a bit and then talk about Litecoin. But I mean, just look at this. People are just making insane amount of profits. What an absolute gem. Thanks in a million. another guy long on Tezos. I mean, let's take a drink and we'll move on. Anyway, yeah, that's just incredible. Like, love Tezos. So let's move on to Bitcoin then. Yeah, so Bitcoin obviously has been in this channel now, which for what feels like a very long time. This channel has been somewhat amazing. Let's be honest, this channel has been somewhat amazing. We have been trading this now for the last 3 or 4 days, and as you can see here, you know, really early to the channel where we had a high low. Obviously this is the channel from 13th, so you know, nearly 48 hours ago. From that channel that we obviously identified, we have seen continuous move to the upside, to the downside, and once again to the upside. So the channel in total is just an absolute gold mine. Let's be honest here. High, low, high, low, high, low, high. What more could you want? Again, if you want that channel in real time, I mean, like a few days ago, then I gave this to the champions group, and that's literally the only bit of analysis that you have needed for the past 5 days is this channel, period. Like, this channel has been an absolute gold mine, timing the absolute highs, lows, and highs. Even here, absolutely, you know, even here locally was another rejection off the top of the channel. I will show you my last post in the group so you can believe me really quickly. And then we'll move on to what our expectations are should we break out of this, you know, because we would imagine this breaks out fairly shortly. Yeah, there we go. So gave the reminding my team that the channel was still in play earlier today. And then once again, a little bit earlier, reminding my team, hey, there we go with you know, we are back at the top of the channel, and you know, trade the channel maybe till it ends. But you know, I've been reminding my team consistently of what's going on here, and up against the top of the channel we are putting back again. But you know, let's try and think of this larger perspective. Is Bitcoin about to explode? Be that explode is a definition, I suppose, to the upside or to the downside. So this is the channel that we have on locally, but if we delete this channel, I'm going to show you a few really interesting things now. Okay, so the interesting things that we have here is we just had a downward sloping channel, okay, which I personally think is very nice to trade. But what we can also do is envision this being a more of a sideways piece. If we just come down here again to the 15-minute chart, let's just attach this sideways channel now, and just envision what could be. So if we look at this, and let's just say we're taking it down to around these average type of lows, or should we just be very nice and just do it all the way down to the low? So overall, if we break out of that down sloping channel that we have, which is obviously connecting these trend lines, if we break the top of this channel, we can really simply look up to the top of this potential sideways range, and that would be your next target. In my opinion, that would be the next viewpoint to the upside. If we break this channel, well, then we are obviously going to look up for higher levels. Should we swing failure pattern or fail auction the top of this channel and come back in, we can continue to trade this range, okay? Be that then for a partial decline or to the low of the channel. This is the channel to be trading. Everybody is getting, you know, people that don't know what they're doing have been getting chopped up in here, looking for the breakouts, looking for the breakdowns, looking for the breakouts, looking for the breakdowns, where all you had to do was literally long the high, literally long the low of the channel, short the high of the channel. You know, breakout trading is not the environment at the moment, let's be honest. But should this eventually break out, it's going to at some point. If we break the top of the channel and hold it as support, I'll cover the next level in a minute. If we break the low of the channel and, you know, back test as resistance, we can look for another level, which I'll cover in a minute. Your alternatives always are that you do these sort of failed auctions and come back in, or failed auction and come back in. E.g., you can look for the swing failure pattern type moves off of these highs and lows. For me, they're very, very easy trades, and I love a swing failure pattern. So, but that said, if we do not get swing failures, if we do break out on nice volume, then I mean the next level to the upside is really, really, really obvious. Let's be honest. Have a guess, ladies and gentlemen. We have a CC right here. That is obviously coming in at about $49,000. The CC, I just think, is a level right now that nobody can forget about because it's insanely respected. Like, it's amazingly well respected. So, of course, we can look towards $49,000, the psychological $50,000. If we are getting back above 50K again, likelihood that we're coming back up towards the next high, I think very, 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 very likely. E.g., All we need to know are the levels to the upside that we're trading. That's $49,000 mean the CC. That's the psychological 50K and then back into these highs. If you want a reminder of what that high was, let's be honest, I think it was a level everybody that has watched any of my videos ever has been aware of. And we obviously done quite a big emphasis of what the level was. There was obviously a rejection from the top of the CC. Surprise, 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 surprise. In the end, there was a rejection from the CC. And I know some people might be want reminding or would like to remind me. You have to remember, I was long from $29,000. I managed to hold my long from $29,000 all the way to $50,000. That's almost a ×2 of my account. If I was using like zero leverage, this is an extremely bullish move to the upside. Remembering I longed literally the low of this at 29K. It's an increase in price of 77% in just over a month. Obviously, I had a very, very, very bullish bias and I was waiting to see a sign of weakness. And at the time, we had no sign of weaknesses and we had absolutely no rejections. I was comfortable in my longs, had not taken any shorts. The same as the way that I'm approaching DOT, the same way I'm approaching Tezos. I'm only going to short if I see a sign of weakness. If you paid attention, we did in the end, I'm going to cover this really quickly. In the end, we did get our sign of weakness. We did get the rejection off the top of the CC. And obviously, I did take a short on Bitcoin when I had the confirmation. As you will kind of know by now, if you're in the group, you 100% know. Maybe you've seen it filtered around on other bits of social media. But I've obviously covered this extensively in the Champions live stream, where we obviously got the rejection from the CC. We back tested the CC old support as resistance. We had our major bearish divergences here, and naturally one has to take a short there. So yeah, that for me was a very easy trade if you literally just traded the charts on what was in front of you, let's be honest. So yeah, that was where we rejected from off of that CC. So naturally, if we break to the upside, this CC is just a gold mine. And where's the next one? Well, it's coming in at about $49,000. So 49, the top of the CC there, about 49,500. Yeah, then we got the 50,000. If we break through that, we can look for, come back up to the top of that CC. Surprise, surprise. And naturally, I want to cover the levels to the downside. I'm not going to say this is the thing, and this is the thing which I think separates a really good, what separates a professional trader to the newer trader that just wants. Well, this is the number one question, which I have said so many times. The professional, or let's just say the more experienced trader or person watching, let's say, this is going to ask the question of what is the highest probability. And the newer trader always wants to know what's happening next. They come onto the streams, they say, tell me where price is going. I want to know. Yeah, I want to know if I want to long. I want to know to short. Tell me exactly what to do. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, as I've been explaining this quote heavily recently, we do not need to know what's going to happen next. We do not need to know if price is about to break out or if price is about to dump. We do not need to know what's going to happen next to make money. I love this quote because it confuses people. Why does it confuse people? Because they don't have their brain wired right into trading. We do not need to know what's going to happen next to make money. All we need to know are our levels to the upside, and we need to know our levels to the downside. If we break up, we know the levels to trade. If we break down, we know the levels to trade. We do not need to know if price is going to break up or down to trade. Irrelevant. Not needed. Not needed information. We are traders. And in trading, we need to know the levels to trade. Isn't that brilliant? So to answer the question where people will always say, so you're telling me price can go up, down, or sideways? 100% yes. Price can go up, down, or sideways. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. And it doesn't matter whether price goes up, whether it goes down, or whether it goes sideways. If it goes sideways, we can trade the range. Like I have been doing over the past few days. And it has literally dictated every single high and low of this Bitcoin chart. Let's be honest. The range. So if it goes sideways, we can make money. If this rises in price, we know the next level to look for. If this goes down in price, well, guess what? I'll cover it now. If we go down in price, well, surprise, surprise, what level could we be aware of? Well, if we take our fib from the overall low of the impulse to the high, that is coming in at about $38,000. What do you want to be aware of? Probably $38,000 then. No, being serious though, like if we do break down, of course, we are going to be looking back down towards that lower CC, which is about, well, I actually remember, I do remember this. You have that really big point of control at about 36K, don't you? So let's just double check this. Obviously things change all the time. Okay, so you got that big point of control coming in at about $34,000. Well, obviously your original support starting at $38,000, but if it does accelerate to the downside, obviously the bigger point of control is $34,000. So you know, it's one of these things where we could get an accelerated move out of this, e.g. an explosion. The thing is, if we go sideways and we build up open interest, you do expect explosions. Explode to the downside, explode to the upside. I don't really care. You know, I'm happy to trade it either way. But you can see here, generally speaking, if we see really big open interest increases, it does mean the move out of the range is likely to get more follow through. We can say the open interest is not massively increasing though, so that's just something to bear in mind. But you know, it stayed fairly sideways, but we have been in a sideways range. So yeah, you know, generally speaking, we'd want to have seen a bigger open interest increase. You know, we haven't really got it, so that's just something to remember now. So you know, the lack of follow through might be there, to be honest with you, but you know, I would have liked to have seen open interest increases, but who cares? We haven't got it. So, you know, all I'm saying is this might not get such acceleration because of the open interest, but because we have all of these single prints here, you know, you can fill the single prints really quickly. And obviously you can just continue to short squeeze to the downside. I don't think we need to know which way this range is going to break. You know, I could say I'm absolutely 50-50. If it breaks to the upside, I know the levels. If it breaks to the downside, I know the levels. You know, I'm really happy to say this is a 50-50 zone. You don't need to put any money in this if you don't want to. But, you know, it's just something to be aware of. Obviously, those single prints are really nice if we can get the fills. So they're coming in. Let me just really quickly check. Yeah, the top of those single print. Yeah, no, basically up into that 50,000 zone. So, you know, we can come and fill those single prints, to be fair. Yeah, so it is a case now. Maybe you want to be paid, or maybe you don't want to trade Bitcoin in this range and you want to make an insane amount of money on altcoins. To be fair, that maybe has been the better option, because while Bitcoin has moved in like a 5% range, some of the altcoins have literally done 100% gains. So, you know, you do have to remember that this is the thing. The altcoins are doing well because Bitcoin is literally going sideways, doing absolutely kind of nothing, quote unquote, is doing nothing. So when Bitcoin does break out here, up or down, the altcoins are likely against Bitcoin to pull back. So that is something to bear in mind. Let's say Bitcoin does get an explosive move. It's very likely, again, we talk about probabilities, but it is very likely, for example, on Tezos, on DOT, if Bitcoin is getting an explosive move, that these are pulling back. Yeah. So, yeah, that's just something to know. That's just something to know. It's generally speaking a fact. If Bitcoin is very volatile, the altcoins are probably dropping. So be aware, this fun and games that we've had on altcoins isn't going to last forever. Yeah. If you do not take profits, don't come crying to me when the altcoin inevitably pulls back at some point. So, you know, the only people that are going to end up, you know, devastated are the people that think it's going to last forever. Nothing lasts forever, unfortunately. Take profits, my friends. Nobody ever went broke taking profits. So yeah, that's a little bit of a thought here on Bitcoin. Of course, we still got opportunities in this range. We know if we break this one, we got the overall range to trade. We can look for our failed auctions or swing failure patterns of the high and low. Obviously, the low there is coming in at about 42,500. The top of that's coming in at about 48,000. You might want to write this down. 48,000. Daniel said 48,000. When it hits 40, if it hits 48,000, is it a swing failure pattern or are we getting a failed auction? If it hits 42,500, is it a swing failure pattern? Is it a failed auction? Yeah. If the answer of either of those things are no, look for the next level above you, e.g. 49,000. If the answer is no to this, look for the next level below you, about $41,000. Yeah. So it's a level to level basis of trading. It is extremely, honestly, this is the best. Well, I mean, you can do whatever you want. At the end of the day, I think if you're watching these videos, you're here for my experience, my insights, my knowledge. And that's the way I trade. I make a lot of money trading. And so I generally, I'm going to say this works, it's a very, very, very nice style of trading, level to level. You don't need to know the breakout directions. You just need to know the next level to trade. So that's the way that I trade, and I think it works. Well, I not only think it works, I can see it works from my own results and from the results of people that have put in the time, put in the effort, and put in the dedication to learn my methods. And well, the results speak for themselves on some of the money shots, no? Ooh. I suppose we can begin to wrap this up. I wanna wrap this up showing you a really cool new feature that we have at Chart Champions, or a new addition to the service, and that is the daily live stream updates that we are getting from Trading Assistant. Trading Assistant is doing this every day, live streaming in the morning, talking you through Bitcoin, talking you through what to be looking at. Okay, it is a very well received addition to the service that we have here. You can see some of the comments from people. Daily updates are incredible. The progress I've made in the last 3 months is shocking. Wouldn't have happened without Chart Champions and the community, not even close. Literally a gold mine. This guy's off the charts, no pun intended. Trade without fear, trade without fear. New edition. That is a live stream every single day. What we're saying here is this is the best way to wake up. Wake up to a live stream video update where you will be talked through the price action, talked through the levels, giving yourselves reminders. And I want to also stress that we have more major updates coming. We receive your feedback, we listen to the feedback, and we improve. Chart Champions now actually has 22. We have 22 employees. So I mean, I've said this before, but never ever I thought we were going to. I just never even imagined that it would grow into something like this. I suppose it was never my. I don't know. I just never thought about this when I first started it. Started out helping 1 or 2 people, and here we are in this live stream alone helping 2,700 people. And I mean, we have even more than that in the group. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty outstanding as like a service that we're providing to I don't know, it's just pretty cool. Yeah, 22 employees now. So yeah, we are. I think we're doing well. Let's just say that. And how are we doing so well? I think we pride ourselves on being the best. Like someone said the other day, Daniel, where's the discounts? You just made 13 mil on the Tezos trade. Where's the discount? And I replied, we are the Ferrari of the crypto market. Unfortunately, there's just no discounts. The demand is so high that there's just not going to be discounts. We're the Ferrari of the crypto market. We're absolutely killing it, not only in the trades, which I think we're doing some of the best trading in the world. Nobody can dispute this. We are also keeping up with the educational side of things, getting more people involved, adding people to the services, improving them, and that just shows, I truly believe, with the daily updates that you get every day now for the members, going above and beyond. I think it's brilliant. I truly do. But don't just take my word for it. I mean, look at some of the reviews, look at what other people are saying, and I don't think you're going to see many unhappy people. The only unhappy people generally are the people that think we're a signals group. We're not a signals group. Yeah, we are not a signals group. Yeah, you might get little glimpses and hints of accumulation patterns, little heads up from myself, but I will never tell you we're a signals group. We are a signals group. We are an educational group. And if you get a little hint sometimes and you make a load of money off of it, well, that was down to your own decision, I suppose, because we don't give signals. Yes, I want to look at Litecoin now before we wrap it up. I love this comment I just saw in the corner of my eye. YouTube has hidden it. But yeah, we are not Ferrari, I suppose. We are the casino. We are the casino. We are playing a game of probabilities, but guess what? We continue to walk away with the winning results. It's a casino, it's a game of probabilities, but when you have those odds in your favor, it's hard to lose. And we very much are the casino. So we play with our probabilities, we play our own games, and CC Pool send their regards. I'll wrap it up before Litecoin before we end it. And so, yeah, I wanted to talk about Litecoin because I actually thought it was really, really, really funny what happened to this coin. So I'm sure many of you saw this really instant pump and dump. Many people are going to say, hey, this was because of news. Could it be disputed? Well, we're not going to dispute it happened because of news. I'm not here to say if it happened because of news or not. I'm here to just say there's always a technical reason for everything. Okay, and this was a level which I have been talking about now for I can't remember how long on Litecoin. This is obviously the point of control. And this is kind of funny. A lot of people are like, oh, Litecoin pump and dump. Oh my God, it's because of Walmart or la 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 la. It's like, yeah, this move was very, 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 very technical. Okay, what happened here is you come up into this point of control region and you get a rejection. Yes, I'm not going to say it wasn't because of the news, because it probably was. But I'm also going to say if you were trading the charts and you were ready for your resistance levels, you could have definitely gotten that short on Litecoin. That's all I'm going to say. So it's like one of these things. I mean, the move obviously happened relatively quickly, but it's kind of like you moved in, you got the rejection, you come up for your retest of the level, you got your rejection, you have full on changed market structure. Like everything at this point is looking really, really bad. And then you get another move to the downside. It's like this is not a surprise to anybody in the world that literally knows about trading, because the original rejection point is off the point of control. You retest that, you get a full-on market structure change. The chart looks absolutely weak, as very, 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 very weak. And then you get this next move to the downside. This should not surprise anybody, in my opinion. Really shouldn't surprise anybody. So yeah, I know a load of people wanted me to cover Litecoin because it was like this really big pump and dump, and oh my god, like what's going on? The thing is what's going on. Hey, I'm just gonna say like the technicals. We moved up into resistance. We got a rejection. We got a confirmation of the rejection on the retest. We got a change of market structure. People start entering shorts. We fall down again. No surprises to be had. Yeah, there's no surprise. I saw loads of people shorting this one in the group, and I personally didn't short Litecoin, but I did see a load of people that were shorting it, and good on them, because I mean, this guy's a bit crazy. Maybe he's shorting Tezos. I'm not sure. There's shorts to be had, I suppose, at any time. If you got your risk management on point, if you got your entries, just because I wouldn't short something doesn't mean you wouldn't. I mean, that guy shorted Tezos. He's up. He's up on his profits. So, fair play to him at the end of the day. That's the good thing about being educated, because you're not dependent on me. Just because I say I wouldn't short here doesn't mean you shouldn't short here. We have different time frames in mind. Yeah, time framing is a very important thing. I'm thinking of the long term. You might be thinking of the 5-minute chart. So if there's an opportunity to short, if you know and you're educated to know that's a good short, and you're educated to know where to place your stop loss, your targets, why not take the trade? Just because I said I wouldn't doesn't mean you shouldn't. You should. In reality, you should take a trade because it's your trade. So yeah. This has been a good session. I have enjoyed this live stream. I'm not going to lie. I have enjoyed this live stream. You know me by now. I love to end with something that's a little bit motivational, that's a little bit inspirational. I think of myself as I naturally know people are looking up. I think it sounds really cringy when I say it to myself. Not cringy, but I don't really like saying these sort of things about myself, but I do know people are, really happy with what we're doing, and, we are changing lives, and people are looking up to me and what I'm saying. So it's like, yeah, for me, it's awkward to talk about it, but it's also like, it is really not, when I think about it myself, it's really nice, and it's really heartwarming, and it's really, it's powerful, and, I do enjoy it. I do like it. So I want to always try and end my videos with this, like, lasting positivity, lasting, maybe something to inspire somebody, So what I will say to wrap up here, I suppose, is really simply, I need to think, because I never have this prepared. So I'm just trying to think of what's something I could say here to maybe inspire someone. Yeah, I suppose we can just talk about in general, like Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin has been very, very, very volatile over the past few months. We have seen incredible amounts of money printed, let's say, to the upside, and then Bitcoin got a bit of a pullback and goes into sideways ranges, and then the altcoins have gone absolutely insane. So there's obviously people are printing, well, if you've kind of been paying attention, a lot of people have been printing lots of money. But I think what you have to remember is, whether you've printed lots of money, whether you've missed absolutely everything, I will always say this, it doesn't matter. Yeah, there's always the type of people that are going to beat themselves up. I saw people that missed the Tezos trade, even though it was a very easy one. People were messaging me like, "Hey Daniel, I missed Tezos. I'm really annoyed. I misread something, or X, Y, and Z." There's always a reason of why they missed it, or anyway. There's loads of reasons people can magic up themselves of why they missed something, but I will always be the same, and I will always tell you, if you missed an opportunity, it doesn't matter. Yeah, and it's like life in general. If you go through life living in regret, if you go through life like regretting and like focusing on the negative things in life, like, how are you going to improve? How are you going to get better? Yeah, if you missed a trade, why did you miss it? Were you on? I saw some people were like, "Hey, I missed it because I was on holiday." It's like, who cares then if you missed the trade? You had a good time on holiday, I hope. So it's just like, for whatever reason you missed the trade, record why did you miss it. If it was for a technical reason, why did you miss it? Yeah. Instead of living in regret about the past, which you are unable to change, you need to actually start thinking to yourself, what change can I make now to make sure that doesn't happen again in the future? Yeah. So if you missed the trade, why did you miss it? What went wrong? What can you do next time to improve? And it's a process of, as with everything in life, everything in life, people go through life like this. Yeah, people go through life. The majority of people go through life sideways. They get a job. They turn up to their job every day. They work 8 hours for somebody else. And they go home, they have dinner, they sleep, and this cycle repeats. And their lives are just this. I think that is, and again, I'm not hating on anybody. I'm not trying to say this isn't the way to live. I know everybody lives life in their own way. And I will respect somebody that lives this way, but I also recognize there is greatness to be had in this life. Yeah, you can live the I would say boring life of going sideways. But that's not what I think you are capable of. Everybody can achieve real greatness. Everybody can have a real impact on this world. But you do not get, you do not achieve greatness. You do not achieve such statuses going sideways and doing nothing. Yeah, the only way that you can achieve greatness, the only way that you can push upwards is by working hard, is by pushing yourself for more than the average. Yeah. So it's like the guy that is going sideways through life, doing absolutely nothing. Is he waking up early every morning to work on his goals? Most likely not. And I acknowledge there's millions of different scenarios that can go on in this, but let's just try and not pick me on every single point I'm trying to make. You have to think, if you are waking up early and you have a determined goal and you are working towards that goal, if everything you are doing is towards a greater purpose, well, you should be waking up every morning excited. You should be waking up every morning thinking, today is a day I'm going to make myself better. I'm making myself better to work towards this goal that I have set myself. And I'm not going to stop until I achieve that goal. Yeah. So do not go sideways. Do not give up. Do not cry. Do not live in regret. You have to believe in yourself. Yeah. You have to believe in yourself, because before someone else is going to believe in you, you have to think you can do it. Because if you do not think you can do it, you're not going to do it. Yeah. So instead of saying I cannot, say I can. It's as simple as that. Say I can do this, because you can do anything. You can do anything you put your mind towards. I'm a very big believer of that. I think a very big key step of this is being surrounded by successful people. Surround yourself with as much successful people as you can. Surround yourself with positive people. If you are surrounded by negativity, you're probably going to be negative. Yeah. Change your mindset, change your surroundings, and work a little bit every single day. Yeah. If you are one of those people that are going sideways right now, you have no, you don't want to do better. You don't want to do worse. You're happy where you are. Hey, I mean, who am I to say change? That's fine. But I think if you are going sideways and you do want to better yourself, not only for yourself, but maybe for your family, for whatever reason it might be, I want to tell you, you can do it. You can 100% do it. Whether you're 80 years old, whether you're 20 years old, you can always improve yourself. You can always get better. And it all starts with action. Yeah. It's like I've said before. Saying I want to do better doesn't make you better. Yeah. The only way you're going to get better is by actioning that. Yeah. Actions speak louder than words. So make a difference. Do something today, so tomorrow you live a better life. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that little bit of you probably hated it. Let's be honest. You probably like, what is this guy on about? And if you do, hey, I love you. Just know I love you. Somebody said to me the other day, I've done a question and answers in the champions group the other day. And so somebody said to me, Daniel, do you hate this guy? I can't remember what the exact question. It was like, Daniel, do you hate me or something like this? I was like, I have no time on hating people. People hate me. Yeah, no, people hate me. People troll me. And if people hate me and people troll me and they call me a scammer and they call me X, Y, and Z name, I've been called every name under the sun. You know, I've been on social media and had a presence here long enough to have experienced everything. Yeah. And if I let those things get to me, oh, I'd be crying in a corner. But guess what? People come at me with their hate. They come at me with their negativity, and I give back to them love. I give back to them saying, hey, mate, you are clearly frustrated. You are clearly angry for something deep underlying in yourself. So if I can offer you a smile in return, if I can offer you my love, my positivity, hey, maybe one day you can turn the corner. Maybe one day you can improve. And yeah, for the people that love me, for the people that hate me, it's irrelevant. All I'm going to say is I love you. I love you. I love you all. Thank you ever so much. And we are all, oh man, I could just keep going. I could just keep going here, you know. I am gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna say we are all together here because we love technical analysis. We love technical analysis. We love trading, and we love making money. We love making money, and that's why we trade cryptocurrency, because the opportunities are absolutely endless. Be it on Bitcoin, be it on an altcoin, be it on mining. For whatever reason, we love crypto. We love this space. I love the charts. I love you. And we are in this together. Teamwork makes the dream work. With that said, we'll keep the teamwork going tomorrow with the live stream. I got my you got 2 live streams tomorrow. One in the morning, then one in the evening. I got my contenders live stream tomorrow. So if you want to see more from me, that's chartchampions.com, which is obviously a members live stream. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow evening. And for me now, it's a case of final words on Bitcoin before I end then. Final words on Bitcoin. Lots of people always want to know, Daniel, are you bullish? Are you bearish right now? I can honestly tell you I am 50-50. I have zero preference right now. In terms of probabilities, I'm very much equal to this. You know, I would maybe say we're looking at maybe a 55% probability of moving up. We could say it's a little bit more probable we move up from here. You know, just because we have like absolutely insane bullish divergences, we could maybe say it's a little bit more probable that we move up, but you know, it's not a massive probability. But either way, I'm literally equal. I do not mind which way this moves. Honestly, I'm very open to this moving back up to retest the CC or moving down. I'm very equal to this. E.g., I'm just going to wait for the reaction. I don't think we need to. Well, I need not know where this is going. I only need to know the next level to trade. So I'm very open if we want to move up and move out of the range, or if we want to move and test the lower the range again. You know, I'm very open to this. So yeah, my overall thoughts are very much 50-50 right here. I'll wait and see the way the chart wants to go. And in the meantime, I will continue to heavily trade altcoins. And there we go. And with that, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, thank you ever so much, everybody. Man, I love the memes. I love the memes. Listen to Daniel. Don't go sideways in life. Long the dip. Yeah, there you go. There you go, everybody. I love you all. Literally, you hop over on. I could do a Twitch stream. I'm gonna wrap this up on YouTube. Yes, maybe I'll catch you over on Twitch. We'll see. For now, though, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Otherwise, it's not gonna end. So, thank you ever so much, everybody. I hope I've helped you in terms of giving you the levels to be aware of. If you want to learn any more, well, catch us over on the website. For everybody else, have a brilliant day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out, everybody. Spread the love, spread the positivity, give a helping hand to someone who needs it, and the world can be a better place. Thank you ever so much, and goodbye. Cheers.